So I'm a used car dealer and I have been for about 14 years, and over the last couple days we've actually been able to buy 20 cars here from my car dealership. And throughout this video I'm actually going to show you what I bought, how much I paid for it, and tell you what I expect to actually make on it. But most of these cars that are back here now, we're taking them through recon. Alex back there, my mechanic, he is actually working on a lot of that. I want to show you some of the cars that we actually have for sale. If you've been watching this at all, then you know that right after tax time, spring selling season, we were pretty much wiped out on cars. I had 7 for sale at one point, but over the last couple weeks, we've actually been able to buy a bunch of cars. We've got now 2 rows out here. I would guess, let's see here, 15, maybe 30, 40. We probably have 40 to 45 cars for sale. And that was going from 7 cars for sale all the way up to about 40 or 45 just in a couple weeks. And you saw those cars that we got in recon are over there. We got cars in inspection. We still got cars that we haven't picked up from the auction yet. So it's been night and day what we've actually been able to do. And I think it's showing a lot of weakness from other car dealers right now. A lot of these used car dealers that I'm talking to, they're saying they're very, very slow, like way slower than they usually expect to be this time of year. Now, new franchise dealers, they're actually selling cars. There's a lot of pull forward in demand from people trying to buy cars right now to get ahead of any kind of price increases that might be coming. So what that's causing is that's causing more trade-ins on the new car side. So we're getting more supply at auctions, but you're having used car dealers like myself who are slower. Right now, even I'm selling fewer cars right now than I expect to be selling right now. But that's the same thing that's happened to a lot of other car dealers that are out there in the system right now. So what it's doing is it's causing them to pull back, causing them to be tired with the money. We also have a lot of slowness in the economy, a lot of slowness from people just holding on to money right now. So car dealers are no different. They're afraid. I was about to say scared. They're afraid of what's going on in the system right now. A lot of fear, a lot of doubt, a lot of uncertainty. No matter what market you're in right now, because we just don't know what's coming over this next hump. So that makes a lot of these car dealers hold on to their money. They don't show up at auction. So we have more cars coming to the system for me to buy and fewer buyers. So it's causing my used car prices, the stuff that I'm buying right now, to actually start getting a little bit lower. And this is why we're able to buy more cars and load up. But I want to show you some of the ones we bought and show you what we paid. All right, so this is actually a good one to start with. It's a 2012 Forester. It's got 179,000 miles. And we paid $2,700 for it. So what I like to point out when I'm looking at this is like time frames of what we've experienced versus what we're experiencing right now. So about a month and a half, 2 months ago, when we were in the midst of tax time and things were crazy for not only us, but a lot of other car dealers out there, stuff like this we wouldn't be able to buy. And we went through a few weeks right after tax time where Alex, who goes and buys a lot of cars for me, wasn't able to really touch anything. And well, actually, he's doing something right now. I'll point this out. So there's another Subaru we bought. We like to buy stuff that has easy cosmetic stuff, and that's, you can see the bumper has actually been popped off of the side over there, where we can usually fix these plastic clips or stuff like that. It makes cars a lot cheaper for us when they're going through, just because we know that we can fix them. And that's another big reason why I have Alex he's trying real hard to get that bumper on there now. Yeah, it's good enough for now. But why I like him to go out and buy cars for me is because he knows what he has to fix, how much it's going to cost to fix it, and that's, I mean, he can do it better than me because he knows how much time he's going to have to allocate to actually fix things. And you know, time is money in any kind of business that you're running. But we get back to this Subaru. It's a Forester, 179,000 miles, and I want to show you, just so you know I'm not just trying to make a video and lie about prices. You see right there, there's my price sheet, and we have $2,700 in this car. I would assume this is, as long as we don't have to put any work into it, we're going to be selling this for like $4,000 most likely. See, throughout the year, if times weren't as slow as they are right now, we would probably try to bump that up to like $4,500 on this car, especially if it cleans up really well. But right now, what I'm telling Nate, who is my sales manager, who does my pricing for me, is that we need to be kind of on the bottom end of our range when we're pricing our cars. On average, we make about $1,200 a car. So if we were typically try to price them around $1,500 profit, well, maybe if it's not just a perfect car, we sell cars under $5,000, so as perfect as a $5,000 car can be, then we would price like that perfect car for us around making like 1,500 bucks, but we're going to now tend to go towards the underside of that, just because we're slower, and that's one of the big reasons why we've been able to buy a lot of cars lately and load up more. It's just because, I mean, other dealers right now, from what I'm hearing, also very slow, so they're not showing up at auction. So let's go to the next one now. All right, this one is a great one to point out. So 2007 Toyota Camry. We only paid $2 grand for this thing. And what's very interesting about what we typically do is, like Camrys like this, we usually can't touch. And it's just been amazing to see what kind of cars that we've actually been able to bring in over the last week, 2 weeks. Even stuff that's a little bit newer. And this Camry is not a newer car, but we're still able. I mean, here's a Ford that's 2014, got a 2012 behind me. There's a 2017 sitting over there. But typically we are not able to buy that kind of stuff during this time of year because prices should still be, I mean, moon level at this point, because a lot of dealers who had tax time spent a lot of money and were able to load up, and then they sold a lot of their cars, and then they have to load up again because their lots were empty, just like mine. But we're not seeing that happen this year. And from what I've heard from a lot of car dealers is that, well, I asked them about tax time, they're like, what tax time, Brandon? What tax time? And so a lot of other car dealers missed it, and it's either going to be a situation where they just priced their cars too high and the buyers weren't there, or the buyers just weren't there to begin with. That's not what we experienced, but we're also weird in this market because we sell cars that are $5,000 and under. That hits our niche when people get their tax refunds, and maybe a lot of these other car dealers that had stuff that was priced too much, maybe we got a lot of their market. So where a lot of these other car dealers miss tax time completely, we hit it really, really, really hard. But this one, $2,000 is what we paid for it. Hopefully we're not going to have to put anything into it. There's going to be that caveat every time I'm showing you one of these cars. But $3,000, $3,500 car is what we'll end up selling it for in my estimation. So, and my favorite car to see come into our lot is a Toyota Camry, and not just a Toyota Camry, but a 2002 to 2006 Toyota Camry with 4-cylinder motor. It's the best car that's ever been made. And if I could only have one car till the end of time and we could just keep them on our lot, this is what I would buy. I would buy a 2002 to 2006 Toyota Camry, 4 cylinders. You can't kill them. They're great cars, and I'm getting bit by ants. But anyway, we paid $1,900 for this Toyota Camry. It's going to be a $3,000 car, $3,500 car, sell instantly just as soon as we put it out. I'm not worried. Usually I put that caveat, if we have to, this is going to be a good car, and I'm not worried about it at all. And if I could only buy these cars, that's the only thing I would buy, and I love them so much. And here we go, and actually show you one that we actually have priced and for sale. But this one is, I lost it, 2003 Toyota Camry. We paid $1,800 for it, but if you notice, we got $3,500 that we're selling it for. So that doesn't necessarily line up, but let me take you through all the numbers, because what we pay at auction is not the final end-all be-all number, and in a lot of cases, we have to do a little bit to these cars. So I can go through everything that we have to put in this car, and then how much we actually have it for sale for. So we have a buyer fee of $220 on top of the $1,800 we paid. We have an inspection fee, which is like 25, 30 bucks. We have a detail fee. We have some transport that's on the back end. So all of that goes into the actual price of the car. So I don't have it all marked out price. We're probably going to have somewhere around $2,250 to $2,300 in this car. You see we priced it for 3,500 bucks, so that's right around my average of what we're trying to profit on this car. But keep in mind, we're not going to make $1,200 on every car. There's going to be some cars that we only make 500 bucks on. There's going to be some cars that we end up losing money, and then some cars will hit a home run and we'll make 1,500 bucks. So that's the average of when I sell all of these cars that are sitting on my lot. They're going to average out to me making about $1,200 a car. But I know I hear you in the comments, well, you make 50% on it. That's not how it works. That's our gross profit, and I know I see it in a lot of the comments. You're gouging people, you're making that much money on a car. I'm not putting that money in my pocket. I have a staff. I have an electric bill. I have our lease that we have on the building. I have all of my registration fees. I have my insurance. I have my bonding. I have my dealer license. I have so much money that goes into it. When we broke it out before, we make net right around like $400 per car. So if you see a $3,500 car, I'm making about $400. It's a little bit better than 10% margins on that. So that's the actual. Well, I guess you wouldn't take it off 3,500. You take it off like that 2,500 that we have on it. So we're doing a little bit better than 10%. Somewhere around 20% is where I'd love to be, but it just doesn't work out that way on every car. So yeah, I hear you in the comments. Yeah, but if I only made 10% on a car, then we couldn't be in business. So that's where we are, and I get where you're coming from with the numbers, but just so you know exactly what goes all into this. And I can tell you my burn rate every day that we come into the shop and we flip on the lights, it costs me $2,000 a day. That's our burn rate. So if I don't sell 2 cars at least in a day, then I'm not making money in that day, just because it costs so much money to actually run our business. But there's a few of our cars that we've actually bought recently, and so where do I think stuff's going right now? So for used car dealers, what I think is there's going to be a continued weakness, and what I hope for my business is that there's a continued strength on the new car side of things. I don't think that's going to happen, but if it does, and we continue to get pull forward in demand, and if we continue to get people that are FOMOing into brand new cars, and even if that FOMO resides and we don't get any price increases or whatever from these manufacturers, then if new car dealers can continue to sell a lot of their vehicles, then we're going to have a surplus at auction of a lot of these trade-ins. And if that's the case, and used car dealers continue to be slower than usual, that's kind of like a Goldilocks situation for my business, because that means I can go in with the capital that I have, and I can pretty much, rake in on all the cars. I can go buy whatever I want to buy, pay better prices than what I have been getting over the last year or so, and just continue to try to do my volume game. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to try to make $1,200 a car, but if I have to lower my prices a little bit to just move cars, if I'm making $800 a car, if we can do volume, I'm still doing really, really good, and I'm going to shift with the market. If the market tells me my prices are too high, then we lower them. What we typically do is if we have a car sitting out here, and obviously this one's not price, is the only one. Why do we not have this price? Oh, there's a couple in the back too. They must need to price them today. I'll get on that really quick. No, I let them do their own thing. I don't want to go in there and start dictating when they need to do stuff. Try to be a good boss. I just froze. Okay, went into business mode real quick. All right, so if there's more trade-ins, then I can actually go in and buy more cars, and it's a good situation for me. And that's what I think is probably going to end up happening. The caveat here, or the worry that I have, is that the new car sales start to drop off a cliff, and I think that's probably going to happen. But in that case, you're still going to have used car sales that are very, very slow too, and a consumer that's very, very weak. And if that's the case, then it could be still even bad news. Even though I'm able to go in and buy cars for whatever I want to buy them for, if there's no buyers on the other side, then that could really hurt my business. So stay tuned, subscribe, and you'll see what I'm actually doing to deal with this car market.